Where did you learn about money? Because I think about my own life and I think there's key moments of, quite frankly, luck.
Yeah.
Where I was exposed to information because I was invited into a room, physically, literally into a room, or I was, through no decision of my own, someone came into my life.
Yeah.
Or in my case, maybe one of the biggest blessings I ever had is when I went off, dropped out of university and pursued entrepreneurship. My brother decided to go be an investment banker for 11 years in London.
Yep.
And then when I had my first exit, he messaged me one day and said, "Hey, I'll manage your money and I'll quit my job and come work with you full time." And that's my older brother. So, like, life gave me the greatest gift anyone could ever have been given.
That rings so true. So I think of three things as you said that. The first is the smartest thing I ever did was being born a white heterosexual male in California in the 60s because it gave me unfair advantage. It gave me access to free education, the University of California, and access 76% admissions rate. When I applied to UCLA, the admissions rate this year is 9%. I came of professional age in the 90s when the internet was coming online. So I sort of had these wins at my back. And also, just to be blunt, everyone that was raising capital looked, smelled, and felt like me. They were all white heterosexual males. And I didn't even realize at the time what privilege or unfair advantage I had. So the first is just sheer luck. The second is environmental. I was raised by a single immigrant mother who lived and died a secretary. And people who don't grow up with money, people who grow up with money just can't really truly empathize with what it's like to grow up without money. I felt as if there was this ghost following me and my mom around, constantly whispering in our ear, "You're not worthy. Your mom fucked up," which means you aren't worthy. And so I very early decided that economic security was really important to me. I want to be clear, you can't make a decision to be wealthy. A lot of it is luck. But I was going to be very committed. My goal in life from 0 to 45 wasn't to be a good person. It wasn't to save the whales. It wasn't to have strong relationships. It was to get economic security. So I started connecting the dots around money pretty early. And then along the lines of what you were talking about, my mom had a boyfriend, and people don't talk about this. You know how in certain dramas they reference a second family where a guy has an entirely other family despite the fact he's married? My mom and I were that second family. Her boyfriend for 7 years was a wonderful man named Terry, really nice to me, spent every other weekend with us, super generous to me. He was also married with another family. So we were that second family. But he was a good man, and he was actually a good role model for me. And one weekend, I was asking him, "What is a stock?"